As it says in the thumbnail, we are making a collagen cream and we're going to start off with our phase C. We need to hydrate the hyaluronic acid. So to do that, we're just popping it on top of a tiny little bit of water and then setting that aside to hydrate over a few hours to overnight. And then that'll be ready to incorporate in our final formulation. Just make sure that you cover it over. Then we're going to work on our water phase, which of course is distilled water combined with a little bit of glycerin being a humectant, and this will draw water to the skin and keep your skin nice and hydrated. Then we're going to work on the oil phase, of which I've got loads of lovely skin tightening, antioxidant containing beautiful ingredients, which I go into more on the Patreon blog. That will be linked below. And this is a combination of coconut oil, some coffee butter, which I'm really loving at the moment. Obviously that contains caffeine, so that's very good for that kind of thing. And some camellia seed oil. And all of these ingredients are picked to work well together as well. BTMS 50, which is a conditioning emulsifier. Then I've got some unrefined cocoa butter. I'm using unrefined because I want the scent of all of these butters to come through. Then some Monoi Tahiti. I'll go into this a bit more later. And then a bit of cetyl alcohol for luxurious feel and stability. And all of the scents of these butters comes through in the final product, and it's glorious. So make sure you use the unrefined versions for a really nice scent. So now I'm going to take this and weigh my water phase, including the beaker, note down the weight so that we can replace any water lost to evaporation, and we'll heat these both up in a water bath until the oil phase is melted and both are around the same temperature. And this is where it gets a bit strange because the Monoi Tahiti did not melt. It has a melting point of about 24 degrees C, so there is no reason why it would do this. I go into this a bit more in the Patreon blog, so do check that out. And if you have any clue why it didn't melt, please put it in the comments. Anyway, I remade the batch. I poured the water phase into the oil phase and emulsified it with my shear blender. And now we just need to give it a stir, make sure it's nice and emulsified, and we can leave this to cool because right now it's just a little bit too hot. Once it's cooled to 40 degrees C or under, we can add our cool down phase. Now for the cool down phase, obviously I've got the hyaluronic acid that is still hydrating, but for now we're going to add our preservative, which is Salagard PCG, which is a broad spectrum water soluble preservative. Then pseudo collagen and Remodeling Intense. Those are available from aromantic.com, and there is a link below to get those. They improve the appearance of the skin, and the pseudo collagen mimics natural collagen, and the Remodeling Intense is supposedly very good when it's paired with pseudo collagen and camellia oil, which is why I've got those two in this formulation as well. Also in there is some dimethicone, which is a silicone occlusive that's a very effective ingredient for locking in moisture, and it also aids the luxurious feel, and some vitamin E, which is an antioxidant. And then, of course, we have our hydrated hyaluronic acid, which I'm adding now. And then we'll give that a really good mix. It does take a little bit of time to incorporate. And then we'll be ready to check the pH and jar it up. I'm not going to go into pH here because I have done a dedicated video to that, and seeing me pH adjust every single product in every video is going to be quite boring. So if you need to adjust, you can check that video if you don't already know how. Get the pH where you want it, and then we can jar up. This is just a tiny 100 gram batch, so I'm just using this little 100 gram container. And then we'll give it a little test and see how it feels. It's a reasonably thick cream, this, so it could really pass as a body butter if you wanted it to. You could even up the butter content in it if you want. So I'm just going to try it a little bit on my arm. It feels very silky. It's got a really nice texture to it. It smells delicious because of all those butters. It goes on really nicely. There's no soaping effect, and actually it absorbs a lot faster than I thought it was going to, given the butter content. If you do want the formula for this and all the explanation, including what happened with the Monoi Tahiti, that's all on my Patreon, which is linked below. And thank you to my existing patrons, including the VIP patrons listed here. If you want more collagen, then you can check out my collagen serum formula, which is available here.